Alright, Northern Clouds, how's it going? Northern Clouds hoodies. Northern Clouds hoodies. I don't know if you can see what's on the back there. Northern Clouds hoodies. Hoodies. Aye. Northern Clouds t-shirts, Northern Clouds hoodies. I love this hoodie, man. It's so soft. It's really, really soft and fluffy and warm and just nice, man. Just really nice. The printing's pretty decent on it as well. So yeah, good job, Chris Lamb. Thank you very much. Right, so I just picked up this Subzero legendary mod kit. So it comes with the Subzero legendary tube mech mod and the Subzero 22, I think. I'm sure it's 22, might be a 24. RDA. Now I'm doing a video because there might be a few people that buy this on the group that either aren't totally used to mechs, have just got into mechs, and most likely haven't come across anything like this before. I certainly hadn't till today. So I immediately got home and as soon as I could did a bit of research on it and tried to figure out how it works. I've not put a build on it yet, but I'm going to do that, so I'm not going to do it in this video, but I'll put a build on it and put another video up later of the build that I put on it. Right now I'm putting it back together. The reason I'm doing this video is because I was just talking to Carl Priest about it and it made me think, he was asking me a few things about it and it made me think that there's some people that are going to get this and are immediately going to be like, what the fuck, this is not the same as anything I'm used to, I don't know how to use this. So I thought I'd do a wee video just kind of explaining a few things to peeps. Now I am by means not an expert on these. There are guys on the group that know a lot more about these things than I do, so if you guys have got any questions, just put a post up on the group and I'm sure that there's somebody more knowledgeable than myself that can answer your questions. So you can see if I screw that in there, it's not quite fitting, and we're going to get to that in a second. So we'll start off with the tube, okay? So there's the tube. First thing, on the top you've got a 510. This comes out and your battery goes in there. Battery goes in positive down, so unlike most tube mechs, it goes positive side towards the button. It's designed to work that way. On the top, that's the 510. On the other side of the 510, you can see this piece here, which is adjustable and it's also reverse threaded. So when you think you're tightening it, you're actually loosening it, and that's what I meant when I was screwing the RDA onto it. Butterfingers. This is how I end up putting chips in my mods all the time because I've got fucking butterfingers. It pisses me off. I'm going to just get some sandpaper and strip them all down to their bare metal so that you can't see the chips on them. Just keep them highly polished. So you can see when you put the RDA on it, it pushes that out and you can adjust it. Yeah, and that's so that it makes decent contact with your battery. See, big surface area there to make contact with the battery. If you put the positive end up there, it's not going to contact very well. The positive end goes towards the button. So just remember that. Anyone that's buying these. So we'll whack that back on, but battery back in. Probably going to have to adjust this again later, but put that back on. And now we'll talk about the button. So the button has a lock on it. That's it locked. It's got a nice little, I don't know if you heard that. Where's my mic? Mic is down here, so Nice little click there when you put it into space. So locked, will not work. Unlocked, working. Now what I did notice about this, I'd played around with Alan's one earlier, and I did notice you've got to be careful with how you press it, because if you don't press it straight up, you know, it's a bit like the noisy cricket. If you press it on the edge, it doesn't move. So there's a bit of a technique to build up there with this. But it is quite good once you've built up a technique. So the button comes off, the part that has legendary around it unscrews. You can unscrew this bit. I'd recommend against not doing that, because there's a Derylin piece in there that has a spring with a little ball, which is what locks it in place. You do get a spare ball and a spare spring in the bag. You get heaps of spares with this, which is pretty cool, but it's quite difficult to get back in. I've done it, I've tried, it was difficult. So inside, unlike your murdered outs and things like that, you don't have magnets. You've got a spring, which is supposed to be much better because magnets heat up and can cause issues. You get this doohickey, don't know what you call that, but basically, see, it's 4 little pieces held together with an O-ring, so you know that moves about and bends, and so it doesn't make contact with your battery because that's on the other side. So oh no, I can see what that is. So that's the pin there, and then this bit that sits on top of the pin. So when the button pushes it up, then it makes contact. And you see, if I push in on it, it splits open. So it's always going to get decent contact with the pin at the bottom, which is then contacting the battery. So it's decent. So your spring goes in there. This goes in that side down, like that. Then your button goes back on here. Now, I'm led to believe that these are actually authentic switches, because they can't get them cloned. So the switches themselves are actually authentic. And if you look in the instruction manual, it does say, "Thank you for purchasing the authentic Subzero," but you know they were bought as clones, so I'm not saying it's an authentic mod at all. Especially for the price that we're selling them at. But I've been told that this part here is authentic, and that's the part that, you know, does the business. So moving on to the RDA, Subzero RDA. Slightly different. If anybody's got the Subzero RDA that doesn't come with the mech, this is actually a bit different to that. If you'll notice at the bottom here, see the split? This piece unscrews. Now, if any of you's got murdered outs or any able mods, sometimes the button gets stuck at the bottom, and I've seen a few people taking pliers and cranking it around there and bursting it. Please don't do that. If that ever happens, get an elastic band or a cloth or something and put it around the button and then crank it with a pair of pliers or something, because you'll end up scratching your mod up. Carl Priest knows all about that one. This comes with this little doohickey. It has 2 little holes on the bottom. This doohickey fits in there like that, and all you have to do, and there you go, and that's your 510 pin that comes off. 510 pin completely off like that. Then that's the bottom of your build deck. This whole piece here is actually the base of the positive pin, which is quite interesting. I keep looking away because I'm staring at the screen and the camera's over here, so it's quite strange. So yeah, pop the chuff cap off. You do get, worth noting, you do get a 510 piece, so you can pop that in there, and it's pretty tight. The O-rings on this are tight as anything, which which of course isn't a bad thing. So that's tight as heck. I'll need to stuff around with that to get it. It will go in. It's just a bit tight. But yeah, you get the 510 adapter there for a 510 drip tip, which is handy. So build deck, taking your build deck out, you would normally go, yeah, nope, finger, push, take it out top. Then you can put this piece somewhere safe where it's not going to fall apart. You can then take your 510 pin base. 510 pin comes out, by the way, and you get a spare one in the bag. Let's see if I can get it out. I've never actually taken it out before, but it does come out. Yeah, it's quite tight in there, but I've pushed it out most of the way. I'm not going to take it all the way out, but you can see it comes out. Protrudes quite nicely as well. So you take this piece and you screw them back together. Don't forget you've got this little doohickey horseshoe tool thing if you so need it. And stick it on your voltmeter, or in my case a regulated mod, so that I can see what the ohmage is at. If you notice at the bottom there, the airflow, this is completely like just empty. It's like just, that's going to be complete airflow that comes through there, which should provide heaps of vapour. I think Alan was running a 0.2 build earlier, and it was it's pretty nuts, eh? It was pretty good. You can get in there to clean. To get in there to clean, again you take your 510 piece off, 510 pin piece off. You get your positive post and you push it. That's your peak insulator, and there you go. You can get in there, give it a good clean. So there you go. That is the Subzero mod. I don't know if I pointed this out earlier on, but you'll notice there's threads in the holes there. You get some big grub screws in the bag and a big Allen key to screw them on. And put one in there if you want to make it a single coil. Just screw one in there, boom, bob your uncle, fanny's your aunt, single coil. I'm going to go away now and stick a build on this, and I'll do another video later on of me vaping on whatever build I decide to put on it. I'm going to try and build quite low on this. I quite fancy doing a nice low build in a competition mod, so I'll let you guys know how I get on. Thanks very much, peace out, and vape on!